What up, fam? Listen up. Why is every single picture of Antarctica from space fake? You can use whatever search engine you want and look this stuff up yourself. And Globers don't think this is sus. Maybe, just maybe, they lied to us about where we live. It's 2024 and we don't even have a real picture of this place from the alleged space. So what my question is how many coincidences do you guys need to believe in to stop believing in cartoons? Because believing in this stuff is the adult version of believing in Santa Claus. It's time to wake up, guys.
All right, pay attention, you delusional Dunning-Kruger donuts. If dropping something was proof of gravity, Einstein would have just dropped something and proved gravity. Then you've got the three-body problem, which is a conundrum in mathematics and astronomy where you cannot have three bodies of mass orbiting around a center point of mass. The solar system claims to have 170 moons and 8 planets, so it's a 178-body problem. Then you've got Delphic oracles from the heliocentric priesthood who admit it is impossible to detect a gravitational field by means of local experiment. Then you've got all the ridiculous assumptions of gravity, which are it forms spheres in space, creates black holes, has a separate boson responsible for the force called a graviton, attracts everything in the universe to everything else with mass, bends an invisible conceptual medium called space-time, bends light, attracts everything to the center of mass, and assumes mass exists. Also, the ISS does not orbit on a great circle route, which on a heliocentric globe religion would be the only way to orbit something using gravity. And let's not forget the cherry on top. It was invented in 1666, and Big G is 6.67. I mean, that's all just a coincidence, though. Let's not be ridiculous conspiracy theorists.
The Earth isn't flat. And by the way, this is called gravity.
What is gravity?
You have no idea. Okay, next question. Wow. So here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to other things. We can measure it, predict with it. But when you start asking, like, what it is, I don't know.
What is gravity?
I don't know.
This is a fact. NASA put out a bunch of pictures of the Earth from space, which is one of the things that they're showing here, called Earthrise. And people did some contrast and forensic analysis and found out that the Earth had been photoshopped in. It then circulated. They pulled the picture and publicly admitted that they had photoshopped it. And they released the PR excuse that, well, they just thought that was a beautiful angle that they weren't able to actually capture while they were there. So they just photoshopped the Earth in. That is a real story, officially. All right, think about that. So they put out a picture mixed in with all these other pictures claiming it was real. It was then proven to be fake. They came out and admitted they photoshopped it, but they weren't going to tell anyone. They were just going to let them think it's real until we caught it. Yeah, very trustworthy group of people there.
Good morning. Aloha from Florida. So the globe has claims without evidence. All true evidence, all true scientific, observable, measurable, repeatable fact proves that the Earth is flat and stationary. Gravity is one of the main claims that doesn't have any evidence for the globe zealots. They claim that water at some magical scale will display convexity on its surface because of gravity. That's the claim. Where's the evidence? You can't prove it. But what we can prove is the natural physics of water. That water, when it is undisturbed and at rest, is level on its surface. It never displays convexity on its surface when it is in a large body, when it is at rest. The other claim is refraction. We see things far in the distance because of light bending around the ball and lifting things up so we can see it. That's the claim. That's not the evidence. The evidence is we see things far in the distance that would be completely, totally hidden by the Earth if the Earth were a sphere with a 3,959 mile radius. It is not. The Earth is flat. That's an absolute scientific fact. There is no out for the globe. Have a great day. God bless.
If we lived in this model, then this would have to be a giant ice wall that is the highest elevation than anywhere else. And it is. If we lived here and the Earth is not a ball at 25,000 miles in circumference, then that would mean that the outer edge of Antarctica is like roughly 60,000 miles around. Captain James Cook sailed around Antarctica. He approached this giant ice barrier and was going to go around Antarctica, and he was constantly looking for a way in and kept going. He realized the wall was too tall, so he just kept sailing for 60,000 miles. He eventually realized, man, it's going to take a high jump to get over that wall. Also, if we lived here, then there would be a 24-hour sun here and not down here. All these places in the north have a 24-hour sun. That's right, all of them. They say the South Pole has a 24-hour sun, but if the North Pole has a 24-hour sun and all the continents around it, then the South Pole and all of the continents around it should have it as well. Like Australia, but it doesn't. Or South America, but it doesn't. I also feel like if we lived here and they were really trying to hide it from us, then no one would be able to go here. I mean, we would figure it out. Oh yeah, it is off limits, the Antarctic Treaty. Do you know of anything else that all countries agree on together? I know one other thing, the Artemis Accords. All countries agree on space exploration as well. And of course, Google's going to tell you Antarctica is not off limits. It's just tightly regulated. They're almost like, look, you can go there, but you can't go there. You can go there, you can explore freely, but don't go there, don't explore freely. Look, we've tried to go by plane, we've tried to go by boat. Military is ready and waiting to take over communications and turn you around. Once you go flat, you never go back, and that's the thing. In order to see the big picture, you got to connect all of the dots.
An airline pilot for Delta for 26 years. A pilot's primary flight instrument is his artificial horizon, which he has to be maintained level to keep from climbing and descending. From a cockpit, weather permitting, I could see hundreds of miles in all directions, viewing cities connected by roads across the flat plain as far as the eye could see. Nothing ever leaned.
If a pilot is flying around the curve of the Earth, then he should be dipping the nose down every 5 minutes. He should be dipping the nose down to stay around the curve. That's absolute proof that a plane flies over a flat surface rather than a curved one. But I went to the manufacturer of the artificial horizon, and they confirmed to me that it's completely mechanical. Nothing electronic in it whatsoever. So it's literally just a gyroscope that can freely move. That right there was proof to me that planes fly over a plane.
Flat Earthers, it's time. We are going to destroy the Globeheads' arguments concerning flight routes.
When you go onto the plane tracking software, you'll see hundreds and hundreds of flights over the northern hemisphere, and you can track those flights from beginning to end. When you look at any flight in the southern hemisphere, what you'll find is the flight takes off and disappears off the tracking